Yeah, so I was going to go see the 9:15 showing of A Sound of Freedom, and so what happened was since the bathroom was closed over here, I decided to go over the mall anyway to use the restroom. And sure enough, I was in the restroom during the time when I knew the movie was playing. The power cuts out, and then I interviewed. I show it here on my phone. Some people were coming down. You could see them walking down the escalator. I asked a couple of them if they were watching Sound of Freedom. They said yeah, and so yeah, it tells you something. And the power cuts out, and then people, and you can also see it on the Steve Turley. He's got a good representation of it. People across the country coming out of movie theaters, AMC theaters in particular, where the power cuts out, the AC cuts out, the lights turn on, or the lights never turn off for the movie. Yeah, weird stuff, and I think it's demonic because the same thing happened to me when I was over at this condominium complex when I was renting. Everything went wrong. The power, the fire things went off, and stuff was getting stolen. Everything. People thought it was me, and they didn't like me. But that's the whole point: is to try to drive you out of a place and turn the people that are there against you. In this case, too, they're trying to turn people against listening to the message in Sound of Freedom, which is why you got to go watch Sound of Freedom and make it even more popular than it already is. Already broke 54 million at the box office, totally blowing away everything else, and but they're trying to keep a lid on it, and all the evil pedophile protecting scum like Rolling Stone, Washington Post, and CNN are trying to protect it. See Awaken with JP for more on that. Okay, if you look here, you can see some people walking down the escalator because the power is out. Hi, were you watching Sound of Freedom by any chance?
Yeah.
And the power went out in the middle of the movie?
Yes.
Okay, did you know this is happening across the country?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys knew it. So you know what? Demons are doing that. They don't want you to see it. Yeah, it's happened to me before. They mess with the power.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I know it sounds really weird. So thanks for telling me that you guys. So they just stopped the movie and then you got to get up and leave. Yeah. They refund you the money and everything.
They gave us a voucher.
Wow, that is just mind blowing. And I knew I was over here and this thing, and the power went out. I bet it was because they're playing Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Because I was going to see this show, but I thought, no, I'm going to go later. But I knew a show was playing now. Were any of you guys seeing Sound of Freedom by any chance? Okay, and the power goes out right in the middle of it. Did you know that's happening across the country at AMC theaters? You know that?
So, don't know if any one of you have already been to see The Sound of Freedom, but my friends and I just walked out. Hi. And we are curious what your experiences were in the movie theater, because we pre-ordered our tickets. Paid for them, they were claimed, got the link sent, and this is an AMC theater in Pineville, North Carolina. Some point today, the tickets got refunded to my friend and we couldn't figure out why. So we come anyways to the theater after dinner and they're like, oh, well, we refunded all the tickets because there's no air conditioning in our theaters. Okay, whatever, we don't care. Are you still showing it? Yeah, you can still watch it. So we get to thinking, why did they not send out a notice in the email saying, hey, we refunded your tickets because there's no air conditioning? And we just are curious why didn't they let us know? There was no one in that theater. There was us four and four other people, 8 people in the theater on a Friday night. There was air conditioning in the lobby. There was air conditioning in the hallways. There was air conditioning in the bathrooms, not the theaters. They don't have the bartender or anything in the theater. I smell something stinky, and I think it's shit.
My fiance and I just watched the movie Sound of Freedom that exposes sex traffickers. And do you want to tell them what happened in the movie theater?
All right, AMC, I don't know what's going on here, but first off, the AC was out like when we went to watch the movie, and I'd seen someone else post something too that also saw it at an AMC, and their AC was out. And like as soon as we walked into the theater, it was hot as heck.
I literally
AC
brought a
was out.
sweatshirt and I was like sweating.
And then we realized, like, it took us a while to actually realize it, but they didn't turn the lights off.
They literally had the lights on.
They kept the lights on the entire movie.
Who does that?
Like,
They don't want you to see this movie.
they were trying to make it like not enjoyable.
No.
Like they were trying to make it unenjoyable.
What do they think? We're just going to be like, oh, the lights are on, we're going to leave. Like, no. Go watch Sound of Freedom in theaters now.
So I've been seeing all over TikTok that people are going to watch the movie The Sound of Freedom, and these weird things are happening, like random emergency evacuations, the air conditioning not working and having to leave the theater. And I thought, no, that's probably just something that's happening in other theaters and other places. So I took me and my daughters to go watch The Sound of Freedom today, and about an hour and 20 minutes into the movie, we get a random emergency evacuation. None of the staff knows what's going on. The mall wasn't being evacuated, just the theater. All they did was refund us our money with no explanation. But I guess you can call me a conspiracy theorist.